thank you very much, Francis, and thank you to Owen for inviting me here. I'm absolutely honored to the nines for being able to moderate a panel with these kind of distinguished presenters. I am not pretentious. I'm in bifocal denial. So if I have to glance down, I have to actually, if I have bifocals, it means I'll be old. So I have to take my glasses on and off. So I'm just going to make a brief introduction, and then I will be moderating after Professor Greeley and Professor Farahani speak. So all day we've heard that neuroscience has entered the legal arena at a very fast clip. And I think it's fair to say, and a little encouraging to say, that it's here to stay. G to I notwithstanding, that problem will be explored and likely solved in the future, but neuroimaging is being used in the eye case, sometimes appropriately and sometimes inappropriately, but is being used now, and there are ways to do it better or to do it worse. So the brain itself is now the star of discussions regarding all manners of mental states, largely because of advances in neuroimaging and in genetics. So I'm glad you heard this morning from Dr. Aguirre the real description of what an fMRI and a PET scan does. So you'll allow me a little bit of leeway and a little bit of colloquialism when I say with PET scanners and with fMRI, we can actually peer into a working, thinking brain. We can pose it a task, we can show it a picture, we can ask it to do something, and then see, don't cringe, which parts of the brain light up, so to speak, in metaphor. So Professor Farahani is going to talk to you about the kinds of claims that have been asserted, some successful and some not so successful, based on these descriptions that are really lodged in both behavioral genetics and functional neuroimages. So these are arguments which make inferences about the role of your genes and neural networks in causing legally relevant behavior like impulsivity, aggression, incapacity, or addiction. So you've heard a lot this morning about the validity of those inferences. This is going to describe which inferences are being made, in which areas, and whether they're successful or not. So Professor Greeley is going to describe the use of neuroimaging to measure subjective mental states. So he is, in a sense, charged with mind reading. In this case, they're used to elucidate mechanisms of memory, the detection of truth or deception, and the detection of pain. So it's obvious to everyone in the room that taking a subjective mental state and representing it physically, or with objective data, is something that would revolutionize all of civil law, all of criminal law, and all of society. So it's a pretty tall order. I believe you're going to hear cautionary notes from both speakers. Is the science ready for prime time? Is it replicable? Is it reliable? Is it more prejudicial than probative? Is a picture worth 1,000 words? So one thing is clear. There's a lot of translational work left to be done in taking a mental state and representing it physically, or taking a picture of a brain and taking it into a causal explanation for criminal behavior or a civil wrong. So I want to turn over the podium now to Nida Farahani, who's going to talk about the first problem.